Hello and welcome. I hope you're safe and well. Today's exciting episode is a sewing vlog. So I look at all the things I haven't finished yet and do a little bit more beading, and I talk about a sewing podcast, Love to Sew, which has an excellent new episode. It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket. There was a sale on, so there's always a sale on patterns practically. So I bought a bunch of them and I got a notification saying they were arriving today. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll just spend all my sewing time doing some beading and then I can just film a pattern haul. But of course, I don't know, my package seems to have gone off on vacation somewhere nice and sunny, and so I don't know when it's going to turn up now. I think there's just a glitch in the tracking or something, but I was like, where is my package? Anyway, so now I'm just looking at some of the things I still haven't finished. There is the sort of dusty rose coloured or purpley wine coloured jacket, floral jacket, that I still have to put more flowers on and some more beads on. And then there's also the vintage knits. It's supposed to look like a vintage knit. It's a Marc Jacobs tweed, and I made the jacket back in December, and as you can see, there's bits here that haven't been done, and this is just a close-up of the sleeves. I've done the cuffs of the sleeves but not the whole of the sleeves, and there's also a bit on the back that hasn't been done. I was going to do a styling episode where I talked about styling floral prints. I think I finished this jacket, but yeah, I'm just looking at it just in case. But I couldn't be bothered getting out some of the dresses. I wanted to just keep beading what I was beading. So instead, you've got a sewing vlog, and I do show you, let me show you the Kandinsky. So in last video, this is what it looked like. There was still gaps in the front, and the shoulders weren't even. And this is what it looked like late last night, as I just finished the section that I've recently did. So this on the sleeve here, see how on the body, torso of the jacket, it's just one green, pea green. And this has transparent beads as well, interwoven with the, well, not woven, but in there as well. So it's sort of more three-dimensional with two different color greens. And I also, around the neckline, I did all this. This is me up on a chair. And as you can see, there's three different pinks in there. Well, yeah, there's a sort of a musk pink, and then this pale pink that kind of looks white, and then two different teals, the really pale one and the metallic one, as well as yellow and lemon. And then I did the same at the front, and then I did this orange section. I filled in the hot pink section so it goes almost to the front center of the jacket, and then I did these orange ones and then another orange one above it, and then yellow, then cream, then pale teal, then teal. It needs a little bit more metallic teal, but I'll leave the weight is quite, and I also did some green in there as well. So it does need a little bit more backfilling, but I think the weight is pretty good now. So I think I'll work on the other side, the side with the pink at the center front at the top. And as you can see, these shoulders aren't even. This is the next session of beading, and I've just sort of filled in again, I used the yellow and I added some more yellow and some cream, and then I filled in the metallic teal and the green and the transparent greens as well, and I'm just working my way around to the front. It's very time consuming, but I do think they look much more even now, the two shoulders, and I love the depth that all the different colours gives it. There's actually a bit of a bald patch between the hot pinks and the green there. I moved the beads so you can sort of see that white patch in there. So I'm going to bring the transparent green beads down through there, and I also have to work my way, do more pink and coral and pale pink around the front, and also there's the whole of the bottom that needs to be sort of evened out, sort of. So lots more work to do. In the original video, the beading video for this, I said it still looked like a Kandinsky, but I think it's crossed over. I think when I started mixing the colours, it sort of stopped looking like a Kandinsky and started looking like something that I definitely made. I still think it does have echoes of it, especially in the back. But I'm really proud of these, like all these different shades and the way that they work into each other. And I've got to I added all that hot pink section there. And it's just, yeah. I can definitely see that my technique is improving, which is always a good thing. But there's obviously lots more to do. So I better go do it. And so then I went and did more beading because my life is that exciting. And I was listening to the podcast Love to Sew. It's they have 2 seasons each year where they do 10, 12 episodes. And this is the second one for this season. They started again in March. And it's with Kenneth D. Cole. He does these, he's a couture, I think he sort of goes through his whole story. So as a kid, he made clothes for a Barbie doll. And then when he finished school, his education, he moved to San Francisco and became a window dresser, and then he became a designer, hats and then clothes, and then he eventually moved to New York, and he's a designer now, but he also does sort of special projects, and he's an occasional lecturer at FIT in New York. So he's just really amazing. He also does some work for Threads, the magazine. And yeah, it's just, he just talks about he designed like quite a few hats and vests for Elton John, the entertainer. And he just talks so well about his whole style evolution and his sewing story, which reminded me that a while ago I said I might do a sewing, and these are just spare photos I had from that floral designer inspo episode I did a week ago. These are the second half of the photos. Gucci, very cute. So I remember that ages ago I promised I would do a style episode on my style evolution. But yeah, I just got these really creepy comments about, because for those of you who are new here, when I was a kid, I was on a TV show, and back when I was born last century, and back then we didn't have the internet, so all the creepy people used to watch network television. And yeah, so once the show aired, I just got all these creepy adults calling and lurking about the house, and each time there was a repeat on TV, it just was just horrible, and it, yeah. Anyway, and I just got some really creepy comments, and I was like, well, I'm not doing an episode on my style evolution, but it was really interesting to hear his sewing evolution. So I might do an episode on that, just because when I was a kid, I also just started sewing and embroidery, and then sort of went from embroidery to like making toys and things like, and making clothes and beading and things like that. And I remember the first jacket I made and the embroidery I did on that. So I might just sort of go through that. And I've got recently bought a wool that's a lot like the first jacket I ever had. So I might make a jacket, and instead of just, doing the ordinary steps, saying what the steps are, maybe I'll do my style evolution through that as I do that jacket. See, it's an army green or olive green boiled wool. So yeah, I might do that. Anyway, this is Balenciaga from, gosh, this is quite a while ago, maybe 10 years ago now. Anyway, they're beautiful prints, jacquard prints, and then they made these sculptural dresses out of them with these shoulders, like football shoulder pads, like looking dresses. That one looks very Alexander McQueen, but the others had these beautiful florals. This is Chanel, and the Lesage flowers are all handmade little flowers, and they're all stitched on. This is McQueen and Mary Catranzu. with Lesage embellishment. Again, Lesage flowers, I think they are all made out of, they sort of heat the sequins and that's how they get those shape to them. And these are just, I love the embellishment on these. I have on my Pinterest, I've got this whole board that's just embellishment and it's mainly just Lesage work. And this is Dolce & Gabbana. And these are some of the Dior Lady Di handbags. They do special ones where they embellish them. It must be, oh, and this is me again. So yeah, so during that, as I was listening to the Love to Sew podcast, I'll put a link below for the Love to Sew podcast because he's just so entertaining when he talks about everything he's done, and plus he's just incredibly talented too. And he's got this new book out where you can make clothes for a doll, and it's got all the patterns and how to alter them and everything. The book sounds awesome. I haven't seen it, but it sounds awesome. So this is me just showing you all the bits that I did. I did a little bit on the back, sort of between the teal and the orange, there's a pink bit. And I was just like pointing out that it needs a little bit more work, but the shoulders are much fuller at the back now. So I'm just showing you them. They're, yes, here I'm identifying that sort of hole, that gap that I fill in a minute. But yeah, the shoulders look really full and beautiful. And here we go. This is me showing you what they actually look like. It's just so pretty. It's just so pretty. I've never made anything like this before, and it's just, I don't know, it's just amazing. Like each one of these tiny little beads, I had to string into a string and attach them and make sure they're all carefully strung properly and stitched in properly. And then like you step back and the whole thing actually looks like a jacket after all that tiny intricate work. And so in there's two different pale pinks. There's yellow and there's cream. And then it's just, yeah, the way the colors are blending is, there's obviously still a little bit more work in the mid pink section, the musk pink. I think I need a little bit more work there. But all in all, it's absolutely beautiful. So now I decide that I have to do the sort of bib section. So not the top at the collar, but just a little lower than that. I have to do some work there. And also this needs a little bit more sort of drawn down. So some more cream and sort of lemon and yellow in there as well. And this is me. Seriously, I am so in love with this type of beading. It's just really difficult to do. Well, all types of beading are a challenge, but yeah, getting the weights right and getting the colors right and getting the angles of each, you know, which bits should be short tufts and which bits should have longer bits. It's certainly not perfect, but it's just, yeah, mesmerizing to look at. I absolutely love it. Anyway, so and I got my beading tray out. For a while I was working just spilling the beads out onto the table, but that really annoyed me. So I got my old bead tray out. It's just one of those plastic containers, the lid broke off of it, and I kept the lid and I just put all the beads on that. And I don't know, I find comfort in my beading tray. So then I did a little bit more on the bib section. It's green, but I put orange beads over it because there's orange on the other side, and I felt like it needed a little bit of unity in the front center. So that's why I've used orange. And there's two tones of orange. There's the clear, like transparent orange that are frosted, and as well as the orange, the glass beads that are solid. And then this is me showing you that I also did some more of the reddy pink section because it was too many long ones at the top. So I just put some short ones in there. And this is me showing you the right sleeve, and at the sort of elbow, when I put it on the mannequin, I'll show you, but this is just what it looks like. So there's long stringy bits that sort of look like fringe when you're wearing it. And then I just added some shorter bits that make it, give it more depth. So here we are. And it was a bit late, but I just put a couple of lights on it and hopefully it looks okay. So as you can see, I'm just admiring these shoulders. It's really difficult to get the amounts even and get them to look symmetrical. And then, yeah, so this is the midsection. And you can see I put orange on both sides. It just sort of ties it all together. I think it would have looked a bit like one of those maps that have the different, one of those colonization maps that have like France is this colour, Britain is this colour. It was looking a little bit too much like that. And I think the two oranges in the front middle. Oh, and this is me pointing out that I added some pink. I'm not sure that you can see it, but yeah, it's less gappy than it was. But it does make the white patch seem more white just under all the colours. So I'm not sure what I'll do about that, but this is what it looks like at the moment. So yes, it's so pretty. And I think I show you the side where you can see the fringe that sort of hangs below the elbow. It's just so pretty. Kind of looks like I've been in a paintball competition, doesn't it? Anyway, that's it. I'm sure you're sick of my beads, but I'm still mesmerized by them. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and you should definitely check out that Love to Sew podcast. It was just really entertaining. I loved it. Anyway, thanks again for watching and happy sewing.